Satsuma parents, good afternoon. We'd like to provide you with a quick update. As you all know, this is the fourth week of school that concludes today, and we just want to provide you an update and answer some of the questions that we have been receiving here in recent days. So let's start with question number one. How many positive cases of COVID-19 have you guys had since the first day of school? If you were asking me that question yesterday morning, I would have said 0. Unfortunately, we did receive our first positive case yesterday afternoon with one of our students at the elementary school. I'm pleased to report that the student is doing well. We checked on him last night and again today, and he is doing really well, so I'm pleased to report that. We also had our first teacher test positive. We were expecting this earlier in the week when the teacher was experiencing a loss of smell and also a loss of taste. So we were expecting that case to come back positive. And please know that that teacher is also doing well, and we have communicated with all of the close contacts, with all of the students that were within 6 feet of the student or 6 feet of the teacher. All of them have been contacted, and of course they are now currently in quarantine. Question number 2. How many students have been sent home due to quarantine or showing symptoms? For the school year, we have sent home 93 students. At the elementary school, we sent home 42 so far, and at the high school, we have sent home 51. Now, one of the things that took place a little over a week ago, the state health department did change their guidelines. At first, we were looking at many different symptoms that were related to COVID-19, and basically we were sending a lot of kids home. But those guidelines changed on August 24th, and now we're basically looking for 3 major symptoms. We're looking for a new cough. We're looking for difficulties in breathing. We're also looking for the symptom of a loss of taste or smell. And if any of our staff members or any of our students exhibit any of those symptoms, then they are sent home along with their close contacts. Question number 3. Can my child return to school after selecting distance learning? Well, first, yes, they can return to school if they selected distance learning, but we ask that you contact the school principal first. We would prefer that the student start back the second 9 weeks, but if you feel that your child needs to return to school now, please contact the school principal and we can make those arrangements. Question number 4. Will we continue with virtual Wednesdays for the second quarter? We announced earlier that we would make that announcement during the 7th week of school. We're currently finishing our 4th week today, so we will make that announcement 3 weeks from today. However, if you were to ask me right now, most likely virtual Wednesdays are here to stay at least for another quarter. Now, why are we doing that? Again, teachers need this additional time. They need this time to plan. They need this time to catch up on assignments. They also need this time to communicate with the virtual learners and also with parents. Some of our teachers have 30 virtual students, and just, I want you to do the math. If you receive 4 to 5 emails from those 30 students real quickly, that's 120 emails that a teacher would have to reply to. So do the math and know that, folks, this is very challenging and our teachers need this additional time. So if you were asking me today, will we have virtual Wednesdays in the second 9 weeks? My answer is yes. But again, we will officially make that announcement during the 7th week of school. Question number 6. What are some of the challenges that you have faced this year? Well, first of all, delay in kindergarten, delaying the first day of school for kindergarten. When we had 2 of our teachers test positive prior to the first day of school, that was a challenge. Another challenge is starting the first few days of school minus 12 employees because they were in quarantine. Another challenge that we've had is following the Department of Health guidelines. We want our students in school, and but we also want to make sure that we're following those guidelines to a T. For example, I know it's inconvenient when you receive that phone call and you've been told that your child is a close contact and must quarantine for 14 days. I get it, I understand, but also we don't want the Department of Health to shut us down because we're not following state guidelines. So please keep that in mind if you do receive that phone call. And that's a challenge too. Many of our parents have been very accepting of that phone call, but some have not. Folks, these are not our rules. These are the state's rules. This is what we're here to follow, and we want to make sure that we are following these guidelines, that we are following these rules. Because what is the end goal? The end goal is to mitigate the spread of this virus, and that's what we're trying to do. I received a call yesterday that my daughter was a close contact to a student who tested positive, and I had to leave work. I went and picked up my daughter, and I took her home, and we spent the rest of the day at the house. And she will be in quarantine for 14 days because she was a close contact. But at the end of the day, folks, this is the world we live in right now. And so what does that mean for my daughter? What does that mean for my family? We simply watch her. We monitor her to make sure that she's not showing any symptoms. And if she does, then we will take her to the doctor, and then we'll go from there. But right now, she's doing very well. And I'm hearing from the other students, too, that they're doing well also. So what's another challenge? Quarantining the volleyball coach. The head volleyball coach is now in quarantine for 14 days because she was a close contact to someone who tested positive. And we have asked one of our elementary teachers to step in and coach the kids for the next 14 days. So that's another challenge that we have had as well. So again, just educating students during the COVID-19 pandemic, it's tough. It is very challenging. And if you have not reached out to teachers to thank them, please do so. You have no idea how many hours they are putting in before school, after school, into the weekend. They're putting in a lot of hours. And they're doing that for our kids because they want what is best for our kids. And we're simply asking our teachers to simply do your best, because this is a tough school year. I will say that we are thankful and very fortunate to make it 4 weeks with very little interruption. And we're also cautiously optimistic that we will get through the school year. But again, it's challenging. And I know I keep using that term challenging, and I probably overuse that term, but it is what it is. And I go back to the theme for this year is flexibility, understanding, and also patience. You need that from us as educators, and we need that from you as parents. So help us with that. And again, I remind you, send an email to your teacher, to your child's teacher, and thank them for the job they're doing. They're doing a tremendous job, and I couldn't be more proud of them as their superintendent. So please reach out to your child's teacher and thank them when you get an opportunity. So, as I mentioned, we are cautiously optimistic in getting through the school year, but in order to do that, we still need your help. So what do I mean? Number one, keep emphasizing to your child to keep a safe distance of 6 feet. Number two, emphasize the importance of washing your hands. And number three, wear a mask. The state is reporting a downward trend in the number of positive cases, and that is good news, as the number is continuously decreasing. And the reason for that is because most everyone is wearing a mask. So let's continue to do that. And then finally, we do anticipate additional positive cases throughout the year. I'd love to say that we will only have 2, the one being the student and the teacher earlier this morning. But realistically, we'll probably have another positive case. How many? We have no idea. And we also know that we will continue to send home students to quarantine if they've been exposed to one that is showing symptoms, whether they have COVID or not. But those are the guidelines we have been asked to follow, and those are the guidelines that we will continue to follow. So, again, this is probably going to continue until a vaccine is readily available for everyone. But again, we're very encouraged that we've made it through 4 weeks. and we're cautiously optimistic that we're going to make it through the school year. But we need your help. Thank you for joining in on this update, and I hope everyone has a great weekend. Thank you.